We'll go ahead and get started, and I guess bring out the candidates. Give them a warm round of applause. First, we have Brett Walden running for treasurer, and you have 1 minute for your opening statement.
Thanks, Logan. All right, guys, I'm Brett Walton, running for SGA Treasurer. Thank you all for coming out tonight, for the amazing support you've shown over this week, and just the amazing people you've been to all of us candidates. It's been a joy to run, and I've really enjoyed it. First, I want to start off this debate the same way I started off every chapter visit this week with a quick Bible verse, Psalm 16:8. I will keep my eyes always on the Lord, with him at my right hand, I will not be shaken. I say this verse because my faith is very important to me, and it's going to guide my decisions as I act as SGA Treasurer in this upcoming year. So I had a student ask me earlier today, Brett, how fiscally conservative are you? And my answer was, well, my budget's going to be skinnier than my tie. So, if that does anything, that's great. I appreciate it. I know it's funny. Thanks, guys. I'm a county major. That's funny to me. Anyway, but this past year I had the opportunity to serve on the SGA Senate and serve on the Budget and Finance Committee. And I had the opportunity to work with the student allocation process and student activity funds. And I'm excited to take this experience into my role as SGA Treasurer. I welcome your questions.
All right. In your platform, you said that you want to listen to the student body's voice and be approachable. What particular student initiatives do you plan on addressing while you're in office?
Well, I mentioned being approachable on my platform because I believe that it's really not me that's in this role, but it's we. And I'm your voice to the administration. I'm serving as the buffer in between Auburn University administration and the student body. So that's why I say that I need to be approachable, because if I don't know your wants, your goals, and your needs, then I'm not going to serve you and represent you in the best way possible. One student initiative that I'm really looking forward to working on this year is the Student Memorial Project. This project is a project that's designed to really focus on remembering those who have been lost and those who have lost their lives while being at Auburn University, or just any member of the Auburn family. It's looking to have different pillars of the Auburn Creed you can go by and really remember someone based on their talents and the person that they were and the life that they lived. So I think it's something that's a unique opportunity that we can bring here to campus, and I'm excited to see it implemented, and I'm excited to see how myself and my team can work to make this happen in the upcoming year. Also, I think we can improve this current student center through the use of the Student Reserve Fund, and I'm excited to see that happen as well.
How has your experience in SGA prepared you to be the next treasurer?
As I spoke about a couple minutes ago, was my experience with the Student Budget and Finance Committee this past year. I was able to serve as the senator for the College of Business, and I was on the Budget and Finance Committee. Through this committee, I was able to work with the treasurer for the Center of Leadership and Ethics, and we worked with the creation of their budget and the cutting of their budget. During the budget allocation process, we had to go through and cut individual activity portfolios budgets to make sure that the amount of money that we have is the amount of money that's going, because people always ask for more. So it was a very interesting experience, and I got to work with Julie Ward, who's the director of that Center of Leadership and Ethics, and Mitch Weber, their student treasurer, to really see what they could use and what could fund their program and help them to serve students in the best possible ability while being fiscally efficient. So that's really what's prepared me for this role. I also served in SGA cabinet this past year as they did student interest, so I got to see how the cabinet side of things works as well.
All right, so the next 3 questions come from the student body. And the first is, do you have any other plans other than the student center improvements that you plan to do with the reserve funds?
Well, as I mentioned, the Student Memorial Project is something that I think is very important, but I think that the Student Reserve Fund is a unique opportunity that we have it at such a high level. It's about $1.3 million right now. And I'm not going to say that I have all the answers and I know the best way to improve Auburn, but I'm trusting that the student body is great enough and smart enough to come up with some answers. So I'm excited to hear from you in this upcoming year, what your ideas and what your solutions are that we come up with together. And I think that together, between me and my team and you all, I think we'll find some great ways to use that money and to put it to good use and benefit all in a tangible way.
Okay, of all the things on your platform, what is your first priority and what qualities will allow you to accomplish that?
Well, my first priority is the Student Memorial Project, and the fact that I'm actually a senator right now is allowing me to get jump started on that because tonight at the Senate meeting after this, I'm actually bringing a future order, so it'll come to be voted on in the Student Senate next week, of a reserve fund for $300,000 to fund the beginning of the Student Memorial Project. I know y'all are tired and sick and tired of hearing me talk about the Student Memorial Project, but I think it's important. I think it's going to be a good thing. I think it's going to benefit our campus. So I'm excited about it. I'm going to keep talking about it. But I'm going to get to bring that to Senate tonight. I'm going to get that process rolling, get it started. Walker and Justin are bringing a bill and support of it as well. So I think it's going to be something that we can really step into office and work with the administration to see come to fruition. And I think the fact that I was able to serve as senator this past year allowed me to go ahead and put some work in that will make that happen.
All right, last question. It will work out past Mr. Michael. So, how will you inform students how their student activity fees are being spent?
I think there are many ways that we can inform students. I think we can be creative. I think that social media is a great tool that we really underutilize sometimes. And I think that the SGA Twitter has been run this past year in a good way by some people that have made wise decisions. And we have the SGA Instagram. We have other ways to interact with students and really get the word out there. Because I can talk to people all day long, but I'm only going to see a portion of the student body. And we can really reach more people through, mass communications, student media, and the SGA, cabinet members and senators really go back to their college and get the word out. So I just think that word of mouth is going to be an important way to talk to people. I think that the Twitter and Instagram and social media is going to be an important way to talk to people. And I think also the use of, what's happening through Auburn and emails and things like that are great ways to reach out to students and really keep y'all informed with how your money's being spent and what we're doing to better Auburn with the money that you entrusted us. So I thank y'all so much.
Yeah, 1 minute closing statement.
Well, I didn't step foot on campus until I was a 9th grader, a first generation Auburn student, but I can honestly say that my short time here has already impacted my life in a way that's going to leave me changed forever. I really love this university. I'm going to be an Auburn man through and through to the day I die, I can't even express in words how excited I am to have this opportunity to serve. I really look forward to bettering this university through the work of my team and you all, and us working together to make Auburn better in this year. And I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm thankful for y'all, supporting me and trusting me with the opportunity. Like I said, I want to be approachable and available. I want you all to come talk to me, give your ideas, suggestions, and your solutions, and I really look forward to hearing from you all. Hopefully, the speech has been interesting to you. Hope you'll maximize your return. Bank on me, Brett Walton, as your SGA treasurer. Thanks so much, guys.
All right, next up, let's welcome to the stage Justin Matthews, our campus vice president.
Okay.
All right, Justin, got 1 minute for every statement.
Hey y'all, it's been an extreme pleasure to get to know a lot of y'all this week, and really just an honor to work alongside a lot of y'all. As you probably heard, Vice President is in charge of the Senate. And the Senate is a group of students who are elected to represent their college. I've served on Senate for 2 years. I've realized that there's a big disconnect between the senators and the students they serve. So, over this next year, I'm going to work my butt off to bridge that gap. I want students to get involved. A lot of people think Senate isn't interesting, but I promise you, it's a good time. So I'm going to get students involved. I'm going to empower them by helping them see what a huge impact their opinion can have. I've been saying all week, I want students to be all in with me and to be all in with Senate, because I know if we work together, we can make incredible things happen at Auburn University.
Thanks, Justin. Well, you just alluded to this, but if you'll elaborate a little more on this. In your platform, you stated that you want to bridge the gap between the senators and the students in the college which they serve. How do you plan on making students feel like they have a voice in Senate through their representatives?
So, one thing I'm going to do, I want to keep students informed. They've got to know, y'all got to know what's coming through Senate, what topics are being debated, and what's being discussed. If y'all know that, that's a one step in the right direction. You also need to know when the Senate is. Monday at 7:30. It's not at today. Y'all should come. It's a good time. If y'all come to the meetings, you can know what's going on, and if you have opinions, you can share them with us. That's what we need. We need your opinions, because change cannot happen unless we know what needs to be changed.
All right, a very similar question to what Brett was asked. How has your experience in SGA prepared you for this role?
Cool. Well, a lot of cabinet people out there got to think I'm pretty lame because I've been on Senate my entire career. So sophomore, beginning the end of freshman year, spring semester freshman year, I started my first term in Senate. I served two terms on Senate. And I really learned a ton about the process of legislature and where it comes from, where it goes, and what it takes to be a good senator. And I want to pass some of that on to the new senators. You're going to have a great group of senators. I can tell by people running. It really is a great crowd of senators, I guess you could say. And I really look forward to working with them.
All right, Justin, the next 4 questions are from the student body. Number 1, what is the number 1 thing you want to accomplish as vice president?
Well, I guess the number 1 thing is I want y'all to get involved with Senate. I want Senate to be like cool, you know? I want y'all to come to meetings, enjoy the meetings. So one time last year, we had a meeting here, and there was a ton of people here, and it was so exciting because the topics that were being discussed were extremely interesting, not only the senators, but the student body. And I want that like every meeting this year. Come to the meetings, share your opinion, and tell us what we need to do. Because again, if that happens, like amazing things are going to happen at this university.
All right, question number 2, what is the role of student senators?
So the role of senators is to represent their college, represent the people in their college. It's a big role, and I feel like it kind of gets lost in translation a lot of times. So we vote on bills every week at Senate, and we discuss bills. But that's not the biggest job. The biggest job is going back to your college and relay what we're talking about, what's being discussed, and what y'all can do to help. We need y'all's opinion again. I keep preaching on it, but like we need your opinion because how can we represent y'all as senators if we don't know what y'all need? And a lot of that falls on the senators. They need to go to their college, they need to speak to them, and they need to know what problems you are facing.
All right, we got a light over here now. So, how will you inform the student body of what is going on in Senate? You talked about bridging the gap. What are some specific ways that you want to do so?
Cool. So I want to do that by, one, keeping the feed on the SGA website updated. What bills are going through, what we're discussing, and also when the meetings are. They're Monday at 7:30. Also, ThePlainsman. It's a great resource. And I'd love to have a section devoted strictly to Senate. If we could have that, it would be awesome. The Plainsman representatives out there will talk. So we want that. We want y'all to know what's going on, when it's going on, and again, what y'all can do.
Great. Well, this last question is a little more internal. How do you plan to encourage/enforce attendance at Senate meetings, and how will senators be held accountable for their attendance and participation?
Okay, so we're on the current 3-strike policy. So if you miss Senate meetings, you miss office hours, you get strikes. It's a great policy, but one thing that I think needs to be done is just being engaged. If senators aren't engaged, they're not going to be interested in what's going on, and there's really no reason to come to meetings at that point. So we're going to keep them engaged, we're going to keep the legislature like up to date, and things that they feel like they're really making a difference. Besides that, the 3-strike policy, if you miss meetings, you get kicked out.
Great, thanks. 1 minute for your closing statement.
Cool, guys. So again, it's been an incredible week. I've loved getting to know a lot of y'all. I cannot be more honored, humbled, and mostly just blessed to be in the position to be SGA Vice President next year. We're going to have an incredible year, and I'm again so blessed to have this opportunity. I'm extremely excited. I think little did I know coming in as a freshman from below Mississippi that we would be, doing stuff like this in the SGA. So I'm so excited. It's going to be a great year. I cannot thank y'all enough. God bless, and we're good.
Well, guys, super thankful to be standing up here tonight. This is really cool. We've been sitting and planning and trying to figure this thing out, this whole campaign thing out for about 4 or 5 months now. So very thankful, very fortunate to be able to put this thing into action. I want to begin by thanking Logan and Sloan and her elections team and Brad and everybody else who put this thing together, because this transparency that we talked about with the SGA, this is it right here. This is the face of SGA put in front of the student body. So this is exciting. This campaign this week has been about the students. And it's been so incredible to get to meet students and focus on students, because that's, like I said, that's what this campaign is about. Auburn University empowers you guys to have your voice heard as a student better than any other college in the nation. I do have a couple of platform points of my own, and those include updating the current class registration model, ensuring that we have an advocate in the athletic department whenever they make decisions, making affordability counseling available to you guys before and during your time at Auburn, beginning the conversation for a new COSAM lounge. I know you COSAM students are kind of underserved. And beginning the conversation about student-centered expansions. But at the end of the day, this campaign is about you guys as students. So, thank you all.
Great, thanks, Walker. Question number 1. In your platform, you stated every student is a member of student government, whether or not he or she realizes it. How do you plan to make students feel like their voice is being heard in student government?
Right, so that's a part of my platform, like Logan said. Every student is a part of Student Government Association, whether you realize that or not. And, Logan and his team have done an incredible job this year of implementing this program called Auburn Answers. And if you guys haven't heard about it, what it is an avenue for you guys to get to voice concerns and issues that you may have with the university. And it immediately goes to the appropriate person within SGA, whether that's a senator, whether that's a cabinet member, whether that's an AVP or executive member. And they implemented that this year. And so I would love to take that even one step further and make it more easily accessible to you guys, whether that means an app format, integrating that into the Auburn University app, whatever that looks like. We need to make that easier for you guys to access so that we can continually see your input and your concerns that you have on Auburn University's campus.
Great. How has your experience in SGA prepared you to be the next president?
So I've been very blessed and thankful to get to serve in SGA for the past 2 years. This year I was a senator at large and absolutely loved my time serving with my Senate ticket and with the Senate body as a whole. And then I was also AVP for Auxiliary Services. And 2 years ago, I think I was Director of Transportation and Parking. So I've been super blessed, super thankful to get to serve in those roles. And I'm hoping and I'm hopeful that those will translate well into this next year as SGA president. And I'd love your support. So.
All right, Walker, the next 6 questions are from the student body. Number 1, how do you plan to incorporate the new addition of international students into the Auburn family?
So if you guys are aware, Auburn University has a goal of implementing or integrating 1,000 international students over the next 4 or 5 years on the campus. And so this year, 100 international students will come to campus and will integrate into campus, and each subsequent year there will be 250 until there are 1,000 total. And so international students have kind of a tough road when they come to campus. They have orientation, but a lot of them don't. English is not their first language. They have a tough time integrating into campus. They don't know who to talk to. They have a tough time getting around. They can't drive. So it's going to be a priority for our team, to make sure that their integration, that their orientation in Auburn is seamless, and that they have the experience that every Auburn student should have and be a member of the Auburn family like they rightly should be.
Number 2, what are SGA's biggest strengths and SGA's biggest weaknesses?
I think one of SGA's biggest strengths is that, I alluded to this earlier, is that we do advocate on behalf of the student voice incredibly well. Like I said, every student has a voice, and we work very, very hard to make sure that student voice is heard, that administrators hear your concerns and the issues that you have with campus. One thing that I think we can definitely improve on is the overall transparency of the organization. I want you guys to be informed, just like what Justin and Brett have said before me, as to what's going on in student government, whether that's in the Senate side of things, whether that's in the cabinet side of things, wherever that may be. You guys need to know. You guys need to be informed as to what's going on.
Thanks. With 3 major elections uncontested this year, how can SGA reignite interest in leadership positions in the future?
So that I know you guys may not be aware, but all 3 elections are unopposed, and I view it personally as a good thing, because Justin and Brett and I have gotten to build relationships with each other and get to step into this office and already know each other very, very well and have a pre-existing relationship before stepping into office. A lot of people have asked me this week whether this was a negative thing or not. I personally have not viewed it as a negative thing really at all. I know that these classes behind us are incredibly bought into this organization and to the continued success of this organization. So I don't see this as an issue moving forward. I just think it's one minor thing that people might view as an issue, but I certainly don't.
Great. How can SGA increase involvement among freshmen who do not participate in FLPs?
So FLPs, as you guys know, are freshman leadership programs that students apply for and interview for, and then they're selected into, I believe it's 9 FLPs. But that's not the entire freshman class. So it's important for SGA to reach these freshmen through things like heyday and big event and events that reach the campus as a whole, and to really make sure that the freshmen are integrated and have an Auburn experience and meet members of the Auburn family.
What are some ways you plan to solicit feedback from students?
So like I alluded to earlier, Auburn Answers is a program that Logan and his team have implemented this year, and we've seen incredible success with that. We've seen a lot of feedback. We've seen in various areas. So we want to continue that effort and that push that we've had and make sure that students are being heard and that their needs and concerns are being met. So really just making sure that Auburn Answers program is easier, accessible to you guys, and that y'all have an avenue to voice concerns or issues or whatever that may be, or just to even compliment the university. We saw several submissions where people complimented a worker at Chick-fil-A, or complimented the cleanliness of a certain area on campus, and so that's definitely an avenue that we want to make sure we reach students and increase student voice.
Final question. How do you plan to change class registration?
So I think the current class registration model that we have, if we're being honest, is kind of antiquated. It's kind of 2007 when you go in there and you type in these CRNs, these 5-digit numbers, all at the same time, right when your time pocket hits, time slot hits, whatever. So surely there's got to be some software out there where we can look at the schedule and build a schedule and click submit right when your time slot hits to alleviate a lot of headaches that you guys have. And if you mistype a number, then you got to start this whole process over again and look at a bunch of different tabs and scroll through it all and find the class and make sure that it doesn't conflict with your already registered for classes. So we need to make sure that we can implement a new and better software that really comes into what is now 2015 and leave 2007 behind. So
Great, thanks, Walker. You now have 1 minute for your closing statement.
cool. Thank you guys again. Like I said, this campaign is about you guys. It's been so encouraging, so awesome to get to meet you guys this week. Support that we've seen has been truly incredible. And, I want to ask you guys, and I want to challenge you guys that this week has been campaign week, and this has been the most visible week for SGA that we will have all year. But I want to challenge you guys that y'all support does not need to end after this week or just because tomorrow is voting day. We need y'all support for the weeks and months to come. We can't be a student government association without the students. At the end of the day, Brett, Justin, and I are free minds, and so we can't lead 25,912 of the students, however many we have on campus, without the input of you guys. So please, please, please buy in to this thing. It's awesome. You guys have a voice, like what I was saying. You really do. And Auburn University empowers you guys to have that voice be heard better than any other college in the country. So please buy in. We need your support. So tomorrow, be heard with Bird. It's voting day. It's so surreal that this thing's coming to an end. We're very thankful. Like I said, the support has been so awesome. Been very humble through this whole process. And I just want to thank you guys for coming out and listening to us talk. And we're all very excited. So War Eagle, thank you guys.